What's up, guys? Welcome back to Road to the 2 Comic Club, and I want to show you something real quick. Check this out. So I bought an Amazon call today with a 2020 expiration. Look how much that fucker cost, dude. $19,907. The $765 I think was the fee, but still. And I also sold another OLED call because the last one expired, so I got to keep that money. So I sold another cover. So this is a covered call because I have 100 shares of Universal Display. So I sold to open a call and I got that much. So I got to get that much. Now as long as Universal Display stays below 165 for the rest of this week, I'll get to keep that, and then on Monday I'll get to sell another one. And Universal Display right now is like at 148 last I checked or something like that. So hopefully it won't hit that too quickly. Then I bought 20 shares of Apple, and I did see that when I checked the flexible reinvestment, they're paying dividends on the 15th. Let me show you real quick. And so I'm not sure if I'll get them just because I just bought the shares, but it says that Apple's paying dividends on the 15th. So maybe we got in time and we'll get to keep that $12.60 in dividends. That'd be pretty cool. But we'll see what happens when the time comes. Now I do have an open buy order for Riot to get a couple more calls. It's not too expensive, $2 a share, so $200 per contract. But I do want to show you that the Amazon call is now up $1. Check that out, $20,000 for one call. But it's because it expires in 2020, so that's why it's so expensive. But I bought that because I don't want to have to worry about what's going to happen this year. I want to kind of just chill on it for a while. Plus, if I get to hold it for a year before I sell it, I won't pay short-term capital gains tax on it. So that's another perk to owning such a long expiration, because if you do hold it for a year, you pay long-term or regular capital gains, not short-term capital gains, which usually is a lower tax rate. So we're gonna see what happens. We're just down like a few grand right now today, but now that I have more money in stocks and less in calls, hopefully we won't see such big swings for the rest of this month. And yeah, so I'm gonna do some editing and then we'll come back later today and see how we did. Alright, welcome back. It's like 10 o'clock at night right now, so let's just see how we did. Alright, so we didn't have a good day, but it wasn't that bad. It's actually our lowest loss of the month, so that's kind of exciting. I'm hoping that means, I'm knocking on wood, I don't want to jinx it, but I'm hoping that means the volatility is starting to come down a bit. Market's starting to calm down a bit. I'm hoping that that's what's going to happen, but we'll see. We still got the CPI and the PPI numbers coming out this week. So with that said, let's just look at the trades that we did. Got into a long Amazon call, so expires in 2020. Got a lot of time for this one. Got in at 19,900, and it's currently worth 20,450. So we're already up on that one, or 490 rather. See right here. We also sold another OLED covered call. Again, that means I have 100 shares of OLED, so the person who bought the call has the option to buy my 100 shares. Of course, we're hoping that Universal Display stays below 165 by this Friday, which would be successful for us because we get to keep this money, and then on Monday we can sell another one. So that's the plan. Apple, we just bought 20 shares. I'm trying to work my way up to 100 so I could do the same thing with them and sell covered calls again. I did try that last year and didn't go so well. If you want to look back on the vlog, it was like January, February or something like that of 2017 when I gave that my first attempt. But anyways, I organized the list this time by top percentages. So Albemarle had our top 1 and 3 percentage gains. In terms of total gains, we have the Amazon, but we got in after it was already up. So I think we made the most money today on Netflix. So that was pretty cool. But not a lot of huge gainers today, just a lot of small incremental ones. But yeah, definitely not bad. Riot had a pretty decent day as well. And there you go. The OLED call that we sold, I think it already went down in value because I think I already made some money on that one, so that's pretty cool. And then the ones that hurt us were our 2 puts, and then Nvidia went down today, so that one kind of sucked. All right, let's go to the watch list. We have some blockchain related stocks of the top 3, so that's pretty cool. Nice to see them up there, even if we're not in all of them. I really do like blockchain and Bitcoin and stuff like that, so I like that. Apple had a really good day, really good day. $6.30. that is amazing. Amazon, we'll talk about them after this, but yeah, lots of good stuff going on there. Boeing was up there, AMD, pretty sweet. Okay, so here's page 2. Universal Display had a good day, so that's exciting. And then page 3, Tesla in the green. As you can see on the bottom here, the Dow did really well, so did the Nasdaq. So a lot of these stocks went up today. S&P 500 did great as well. So let's just keep going through here, and that about wraps that up. All right, let's come back to me and talk about some new stuff. All right, so real quick, I'm just going to mention a couple things because it's getting kind of late and I'm really tired. But Amazon, this might not be new news. By the time you see this, definitely won't be new news. But an article saying how they're going to be really targeting groceries with their 2-hour delivery for the Amazon Prime members. And so basically how it works is if you live within a certain radius of a Whole Foods, if you have a Prime membership, you can get groceries delivered if you order a certain amount. I think it's like $35 or something, in 2 hours. So that's really, really cool. And it just comes with the Prime membership. And I can't recall, but I will post a link in the description for the article. But I believe, I'm not sure if they have like a 1-hour delivery or not. Maybe that was talking about Instacart, which they did mention, because Instacart's kind of like a competitor because they work with other grocery chains like Costco, Walmart, Kroger to deliver groceries. Actually, not Kroger. I think Kroger is doing like a pickup, but with Instacart, they might be able to deliver. I'm not sure. I kind of forget, but basically it's really competitive in the grocery space. Amazon, of course, they're willing to forego profits to kind of gain market share in this area. So I kind of see it as a positive because I think it really would be cool to have groceries delivered. In fact, I'll probably be testing it out because if they do launch it in my city, I do live like within 2 miles, I think, or 3 miles of a Whole Foods. So if they do implement that here, I will test it out and let you guys know how it is because I'm excited. It just saves time, and I just like that. I like the time-saving aspect of it. You can just kind of pick groceries and have it delivered, and you save a bunch of time. That's what I like most about it. Also with Apple, I mean, they went up a lot today, but I read an article, I think it was more of an opinion piece. This guy was talking about why instead of raising dividends, Apple should just buy more stock. And he had a really great point, actually, because since Apple stock is lower right now, it'd be cheaper for them to buy stock. And in doing so, they would save money on paying more dividends because they would actually have more shares. So they wouldn't have to pay out as many dividends since there'd be less shares in existence. And so he predicts that they're going to do that. And I'll post a link to that article as well. But it's a good article, and I do agree with him. I think Apple should take this opportunity while all the stocks have such a huge pullback. They should take this opportunity to just buy more of their shares back now, as opposed to later or whenever they were planning on doing it. And because they can get it for a cheaper price now, and that would allow them to raise dividends in the future, and the increased cost that they would take on by paying higher dividends, they would save by getting those shares at a cheaper price and having more shares. So I thought that was interesting because I haven't really thought about that, but they did have a chart that showed that Apple has raised dividends pretty much, well, since they reinstated dividends. I didn't know that they had dividends and then not had dividends, but apparently they reintroduced dividends. That was in 2012, and ever since then, every year they increased it. So that's also a good thing to know if you're looking to buy shares of stock. Apple is a good one because they do raise their dividends a lot, and it makes it a more valuable stock. And since Apple keeps buying back shares, it decreases obviously the supply of shares, which makes the demand go up, which makes the price go up. So I think Apple's doing things right, and if they do that, I think that'll be a great move. So yeah, we'll just leave it at that. With cryptocurrencies, I know I keep forgetting to mention that we only lost like $27 today. There was a thing with BitGrail where I think it got hacked and a bunch of their Nano got stolen, which was the new brand of Ryblock. So Ryblock's turned into Nano. They just rebranded into a different name, but someone hacked it, stole like 14 or 17 million Nano from the site, and I'm pretty sure mine's gone now. So I had like $100 worth. It actually went down in price to like $36 worth, but I'm just writing that off as a loss, and I kind of wasn't really giving my hopes up too much with that because I did hear it was kind of a sketchier website, not as reputable as Binance. But I am moving more of my Bitcoin off of Binance into my hardware wallet because of that. and I'm gonna try to be a little bit safer with my investments, and I think I am just gonna go kind of back into the bigger names because it's more safer. So that's kind of the cryptocurrency update. And so with that said, I hope you guys had a great evening, and if you like this video, please hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And we're gonna see what happens tomorrow. Hopefully we have another day in the green. I'm crossing my fingers. Gotta really think that'll ease the concerns of investors if we can have 3 days in a row of gains, or at least a smaller loss or a smaller gain, kind of lower that volatility. So I hope that's what's gonna happen, but we'll see what happens. So I hope you guys have a good night, and we'll see you tomorrow.